Hey, and welcome back. It's good to see y'all again. Now, you might say, another Naruto episode? You want to talk about Naruto again? Actually, yes, I do. I really do. Because I have seen this sentiment going on online. Oh, Naruto's a bad dad. Naruto's a terrible dad. Naruto's the worst dad in the world. And we have to end the slander. We simply have to end the slander because Naruto is not a bad dad by basically any means. Could he be more involved? Yeah, of course. 1,000%. He could be way more involved. But I can't say in good conscience that he's a bad dad for a number of reasons. Firstly, Naruto is a child of abuse via neglect. So for his whole entire childhood, he basically was self-raising. So he was taking care of himself with whatever meager-ish stipend he was getting from the government and staying in his little apartment completely alone. And then not only hated by the villagers, the adult villagers who had beef with the child for the reason of having the nine-tailed sealed inside of him. No, not just that, but also hated by his peers because his peers were encouraged by their parents to treat him as subhuman. So from Naruto's eyes, if we're looking at it through his lens and we're seeing the way he treats his children, who he does love and cherish, of course. He loves Himawari. He loves Boruto. If we're looking at things through his eyes, his children are living a gorgeous lifestyle compared to how he once lived. He went from having to budget and scrounge and figure out how to make sure his kids, like himself, rather, as a child, can be fed, to being married and having a good job to such an extent where his wealthy wife can always make sure their kids eat. And then he himself can also make sure that everyone eats, that his kids are going to be fine, his village is going to be fine. He has not only grown up in a time of horrible war and evil, but he has also been able to give the Leaf Village peace and also work to make the rest of the Land of Fire more peaceful with his fellow Kage. So he has a lot of work to do all the time. And I don't even think that the powers that be, rather the creators, think he's a bad dad. Simply because they're Japanese. Naruto's Japanese. And Japan has a long history of salaryman culture. Now you might say, well, what does that mean? The Japanese salaryman is basically a man. He gets married, he goes to work, he sees his kids and his parents and his wife occasionally, a few times a year, you know? Like he sleeps next to his wife. That's where we are. But aside from that, he is just the paycheck that appears every 2 weeks or week or month, depending on how his salary is handled. Because between working all day, followed by mandatory work outings most nights that could end anywhere between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m., depending on what time they got out of work, he might never see his wife, especially if he has to be at work at 9 in the morning or 8 or 7 or even 6 a.m. You go to bed at 3, be back to work at 6. Endless. Until eventually he retires and then he rematerializes into the family. Like, hey, how y'all doing? I cannot wait to be with you guys all day long. At which point, they actually don't know what this guy anymore. Like, who is this strange man? Like, we like dad, but like, we only ever saw him on vacations. That's essentially sort of the role they've put Naruto into. Now, I know ideally, especially as like Western fans, we'd love to see him go out there and play ninja catch with his ninja children and just do whatever fun, silly, cute activity. But unfortunately, the man has a job in the context of a Japanese culture, so he can't really do that. And even if he is, to a certain extent, being a bad father, he's being just about as good of a father as he could be. The reason we see it as him being bad is because of how Boruto feels about his upbringing. We saw in Naruto and Naruto Shippuden that Naruto resented his upbringing. He resented how neglected he was, how abused he was, how mistreated he was, how lonely he felt. And that filler episode where they all gathered around the one guy who was from another village and was like, no, we have to protect him. You were the only one who knew where he was. And I know you ratted him out. And he's like, wait a minute. The outsider you guys protected, but me, y'all leave me to die? What the hell is this? And of course, Boruto, hearing all the cool stories about his parents, about his dad, especially in his growing up, and seeing the way that other kids are getting to have more time with their dads, of course, Boruto is going to hate and resent Naruto for not being there more. He's going to resent that he's not getting to play ninja catch with his ninja dad. He's going to resent the fact that he's not able to do basically anything at all. He's not getting the experience he feels that he deserves. And as a child, he's right. As a child, he's right. He wants to spend time with his dad. That's not something wrong to want. That's not something wrong at all. He's completely in the right for how he feels. He just doesn't have the proper adult lens to see it. And then, of course, there's the time skip where, all the parents are sealed. However, we know, because we have critical thinking skills, that he has a markedly better childhood than Naruto ever had. First and foremost, Naruto was an orphan growing up completely alone. Boruto at least has a mom, aunts, cousins, grandpa. There are a lot of people that love Boruto and Himawari. They love them. They are excited to see him. And he has people he can go to. People who actually care about him and want to see him well. Naruto did not have that at all. So even if he's not fully there, I know in Naruto's mind, he's happy because he has a good wife. He has a wife that he can trust to watch his child, their child rather, and that know and have confidence that not only is she going to take care of him, but that she's strong enough to protect him from damn near any threat because she has the Byakugan. She's a powerful ninja in her own right. And of course, she loves him. And Naruto's never really been loved in his life. Like, besides his parents who protected him from death, Naruto's never really gotten to experience love in the way that many of us have been able to. So while Naruto might now have a wife, in his childhood and his youth, we saw. Now, of course, he loved Iruka. Iruka loved him as best as he could. But for the most part, everyone viewed him with hatred and resentment because of the Nine-Tailed Fox. Now, was that his fault? Absolutely not. He had no bearing over that. He had no control over that. But he always was at arm's length from other people. Even the people he cared about the most, Sasuke and Sakura. Sakura thought he sucked. She thought, oh man, this guy is the worst. He's terrible. To the point where she was such a hater of Naruto at one point that she complained about him not having parents to a fellow orphan. So she complained to Sasuke about, oh yeah, he's got terrible upbringing because he don't have any parents. And then Sasuke, relatively recently parentless, was like, what's that supposed to mean? And then Sasuke, oh, he's not off the hook either. Sasuke spent the better part of their teenage years as an actual, factual, literal terrorist who was like, wow, I can't believe this stuff happened to my brother. Let me make sure it happens to everyone now. So basically all of Shippuden chasing that man down, trying to bring him back home, trying to fix his little family unit. He loved Jiraiya. Jiraiya died. Died bad. Died horribly. So basically everyone he gets super close to either dies or leaves him or isn't able to be fully close to him. And by the time that Sakura finally decided, actually, I mess with you. I like you. You're cool. He was like, I'm on this Sasuke quest. I don't know. Even though we didn't really respect each other, we kissed once and I just feel real close about that now. To the point where he was brutally They were both brutally beaten and covered in blood, and he's looking at Sasuke next to him and be like, "Oh my god, is this heaven?" Like, the man's idea of what a nice situation is quite warped. So when he knows that his children are well taken care of, well provided for, he's not worried about anything else. He's just worried about making sure the village can be safe and handling things that previous Kage, specifically Hokage, never had to deal with. They haven't had peace in the Land of Fire in a long time, canonically. So to say that the first 13-ish years of Boruto's life are times of peace, that means Naruto is even busier than he would have been during a war. Because, oh, we gotta meet with the people, we gotta talk to the people, oh, we gotta talk to the people in the wind village, the sand village, the this, the that, the that. Oh man, there's this demonstration we gotta do. Oh, what do we have to do for the daimyo? There's so much stuff to be done. And unfortunately, the kids are gonna fall for the wayside because at least the kids are not alone. I mean, they are eventually alone, but they aren't alone. And then like the one little piece, because this is what I've been sort of building up to. In a sense, Naruto never really has to worry about his kids, literally strictly because of Hinata. Now, of course, Hinata is, well, we know Hinata. She's sweet, she's kind, she's understanding, she's extremely powerful due to her Kekkei Genkai, which she then passed on to her children. Well, you know, in a sense. But Hinata has been the one person who was always there loving Naruto from a distance, to the point where I actually don't think Naruto really understands how or why she loves him. He's just experiencing that and feeling that love and feeling safety in that love, because he's never had to like chase down Hinata. He's never had to fight Hinata for anything. Hinata has been quietly, silently watching him. And then the one time that she really went out there and put out her feelings, she almost died. And that activated all these protective instincts, and he went off the rails. I think he almost hit 9 tails. It's been a while since I've seen the episode, but he really did not take it well when anything happened to her. So to have her there as his wife, his partner in this life, he doesn't have any concerns anymore. He's not worried about anything. His wife is there. And if there's anyone in the world who would respect their wife, is Naruto. He is so happy and safe to be with Hinata. I don't think he could see a better world than that. So he's never gonna be like this guy who's killing himself to be there for his family, because he can lean on her. He can really understand that she gets it, because not only is she powerful, she's this, she's that, but she was also groomed to be the future leader of the Hyuga clan. She understands entirely the situation he's going through, because Naruto wasn't really groomed to be the Hokage. He just wanted to do it. He's not prepared for some of the political stuff that she's definitely been raised to do. He doesn't know necessarily at the start how to manage the situation. He doesn't know how to handle things politically. He doesn't know how to be, polite, bipartisan. For a long time, he was very crass. He was very out there. He was just saying, doing whatever he wanted. He was giving more Tsunade than anyone else. But now, not only was he married to her, they got to share their love, their life together. They had some time together before they had kids. But she definitely, in some ways, probably taught him and helped him to become a better and better Hokage based on the stuff she learned. Because even though they weren't showing it, there's no way the first lady of a clan is not going to learn how to manage that clan. And managing a clan like the Hyugas is damn near like managing the village. I'm sorry, it simply is, because there's the main family, the branch family. You have to make sure everything goes a certain way. You have to make sure that needs are handled. You have to make sure that everyone has their needs met. That's much the same that he's going to have to do as Hokage. And because of that, certain things fall by the wayside. He's not going to be as tender and gentle and like really hands-on if he doesn't strictly have to be. But of course, if Hinata unfortunately had died, or if Hinata had been the one who single-handedly, or rather alone, had been sealed up when the sealing did occur, Of course he would have been there. He would have done everything he could to make sure his kids were good and secure and healthy. But he was never in that position because he felt that beautiful, pure love. And he was like, well, I get it. And I was never really a Naruto shipper. I wasn't really into that. But I definitely understand in canon how that works better than anything else, because this was a love that Naruto never had to fight for. This was a love that made him want to fight, that made him understand his own will of fire. It made him understand exactly why, okay, I have to be Hokage now, because now I really understand what it means to want to protect the village. Because she was already protecting the village, you know, as a shinobi, she was doing what she had to do. And then she saw her man almost in danger. She said, I won't let that slide. And she laid her life down for him. And I just know. I just know that that's a canon event for him. In his mind, anytime he thinks about it, he's like, yep, core memory right there. Core memory right there. So, of course, I do have sympathy for Boruto. I feel for him and how he must feel about this situation. But, alas, I'm someone who experiences reality as well. And I know that people, specifically children, don't always have the full story. So, I don't think Naruto's a bad dad to Boruto or Himawari. I think he does the best he can. And I know for a fact he loves them and always works harder and harder to be there for him, her, and the village. And with that, that's all we have to say on the issue. On the issue. See y'all next time. Stop slandering my man Naruto. I didn't see. Thanks so much for making it to the end of this one. I really hope you enjoyed it. Even if you didn't, comment section's right there for you to let me know. Rain or shine, like or dislike. It all helps me out to know what the audience is responding to. And it also helps the YouTube algorithm to know if you hate me, such as fate. But if you like me, please share it with me. I would love to know. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and don't be afraid to look in the description.